Hello, I'm Mark, and you're listening to the 3 Points Podcast. I'm joined with Luke, as
What's
always.
What's up, guys? How are we?
We're back, both of us, so that's pretty good. So we've got a bit of an update with the podcast. Where we're going to be taking it this year is you're going to get more content out of it, but sometimes Luke and I are a little bit too busy to catch up every week to do a podcast, and it's a little bit draining. And I know people want to hear our instant reactions to the Arsenal-Chelsea game straight after. So what's going to happen is we're both going to be putting out a preview and a match reaction video, and then when we can, which we'll definitely try to every week if we can, but when we can catch up
Yeah, in
for
the
a
perfect
podcast,
world, we're doing a podcast every week, guys.
Yeah, so when we can, we'll do a podcast, but if not, you're getting about 3 videos a week. If not, you're getting 2 videos a week. So
Yeah, so it works out better for you guys. You're getting the Chelsea and Arsenal content still weekly, but that Premier League content will also hopefully be on the Wednesday weekly as well. But just, we don't live in the perfect world. But no excuses, guys. We'll try to get episodes out weekly for you guys.
And are you still sad about Super Frank?
Yeah, I am still sad. I
Yeah?
can't even put that up straight away. I always been sad about this. I
had to. We hadn't done a podcast together since he's been sad.
We haven't, me and Mark haven't sat down properly in real life and done this type of content for ages now, just because we had coronavirus.
And
I guess we talk about that quickly.
Yeah, but hold on. But the last time we did a podcast, I asked you, will Super Frank be the first top 6 manager to be sacked? And you said,
that was the last question. What did I say again?
You said no chance.
No chance, not till the end of the season.
Yeah.
How wrong was I, and how quickly did my heart break as well?
Yeah, but anyway, so we went into lockdown, didn't we, for a week?
Yeah, we kind of disappeared off the face of the earth.
Good
Not
on,
us as in but Perth. We just had to go into lockdown, into hiding.
Good on Mark McGowan for because
he's our hero. Have you seen the memes about the condoms?
No.
So it's like these 2 guys and pretty much there's a girl and a guy in this meme.
Yeah.
And they're about to have sex, about to fuck, and then he's like, "Hey babe, do you have protection?" And then
he whips
out a photo. He whips out a photo of Mark McGowan and puts it on the side. He's like, "We got our hero."
He's the ultimate protection.
He's saved everyone.
The state. Yeah.
But now we actually got it pretty much done in under. I mean, we're good now. 0 cases, which the whole thing has been a quick turnaround. I was expecting us to go into like a big 6-week lockdown, because the guy who did get or caught the virus.
He went all over WA,
Yeah, he went everywhere.
What a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I mean, look, he probably didn't know, but at the same time,
But then he did know that he was ill.
Yeah, he knew he was ill, and he still went out, which is, it's a dumb thing to do.
I'd understand if he went to his house and the local shops, but he went journal up.
It is mad how no one got infected,
car
though.
Dealership. Yeah, that is mental, man.
Not even his housemates, no one.
Yeah, I would have banked $100 on there to be more than one case, but there wasn't.
Yeah. I would have put my house in it back then if I had a house.
Yeah, but that was like that. I thought that lockdown there was more intense than the one we had 10 months ago.
Oh yeah, way more. It felt more real.
Yeah, it felt
because I think the mask became a thing. I don't remember having to wear masks last time.
And shops being shut and like.
I was there when all the shops panic buyed. Yeah, guys.
Hell, man.
For those who don't know, Perth did the typical panic buy, toilet paper, everything. It got crazy. I was at the shops and it was going down, and mate, it was like a storm coming in. But we'll go back to the football. Yeah, Super Frank.
Yeah,
look. The reason why I said what I said last time on the show was because the reports that came out that he'd been back to the end of the season, but Athletic had been reporting multiple times and had multiple sources saying that, Tuchel was in talks. You heard about Rafa Benitez on Sky.
Yeah.
Like a lot of talks about managers coming in. Look, you don't want to believe those things as a fan. You'd rather, go with the good sources that are coming out and saying yes to the end of the season. But from what I've learned now, and from what's transpired from the whole situation, we've learned that pretty much since the City loss and since we kind of dropped points and we were out of top 4, Lampard had been on the chopping block. Abramovich wasn't happy with the results, and neither was Marina. With the players this board had signed, like Havertz and Werner. I think Havertz was actually a Lampard sign. I'm not too sure. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but Werner, we know for sure, is a board signing. So, he wasn't getting the best out of those, which just shows that they had the intention of bringing in someone else anyway. Yeah. And that's what shows to me that this whole Lampard position was just a stopgap. It was like I told you, the Kenny Dalglish thing with Liverpool. It was a stopgap. It was a PR stunt just to be like, hey, look, Lampard, hey guys, don't worry about how fucked we are with our transfer ban. Let's just gloss over that. Let's gloss over that we did that. And look, now he's going to save us with all these youths that he brought in and then just get chopped again.
Yeah.
Mate, he has one bad run of form. Ole, you see Arteta recently, even he's gone back, dipped down again.
Yeah.
But, you've seen managers come up and back. Same with Ole, go to top. I mean, we're back in top 4 contention now after 3 games under Tuchel, which Lampard easily could have done as well.
Yeah.
Who's to say Lampard wouldn't have won these games,
Yeah, I think it's patience is a virtue, man. But
I think it is.
I have a hypothetical question for you. I just thought about this. I haven't asked this before, but I've got a hypothetical question on the Lampard situation. So, right, so imagine if you hired Jurgen Klopp rather than Liverpool hiring him, and he won you a title, Champions League.
Yeah.
If he'd have had the same form as Lampard did this season, do you think the board would have been as ruthless with a manager like Jurgen, or do you think it was just because Lampard was inexperienced?
No, I think it's just the Chelsea way.
It's the Chelsea way. So you reckon they would have flicked off Jurgen?
I think so. You talking about if Jurgen came from his? If he
came
his
from Dortmund.
Achievements from. Oh, okay. I thought if you said he came from Liverpool.
No. Came from Dortmund. Did what he did at Liverpool for you lot.
Yeah.
So you had like Salah, Mane,
won the Premier League,
won the
I think
champ.
he's gone. Prime example, Mourinho. He won us the Premier League.
You don't think you would have stuck with him and just been like, in Jurgen, we trust? No.
I don't. I would have.
Yeah.
Like,
Of course. I think the
like,
Chelsea, like the diehards.
It's the diehards would go back the managers.
Yeah.
It's the casual fan base of plastics.
And
it's also the board.
Yeah.
The board, if you don't make top 4, if Jurgen did not make top 4 and he lost the dressing room, which apparently Lampard had, it came out he'd lost a couple players like Rudiger.
Yeah, I heard Rudiger was trying to fuck up.
Trying to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Even Petr Cech came out. They didn't have the tightest of friendship at Stamford Bridge, which we all didn't really expect. I thought, considering the kind and respectful words they shared, pardon me, guys, I thought they would have had a really good exchange at Stamford Bridge, but it wasn't to be seen. Like, apparently they did not really see eye to eye on a lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot has come out. Lampard didn't really even speak to Abramovich during the whole time of his tenure at Stamford Bridge. So.
And how do the Chelsea fans feel about Abramovich? Because he's brought you a lot of success, no doubt about it. Yeah. He's brought you the money. If it wasn't for him, you probably wouldn't have been as successful now.
100%.
But how do you feel in the sense that Chelsea are known as that team that constantly sacks the manager, and you have no like stability of like a long-term someone who controls everything from...
I kind of touched upon this in the episode that I did talking about this, but kind of recap.
Go check that out. Yeah,
to go check that as well. But recap on why I brought this up, because I've actually had a lot of time to think about this and word it a lot better. As much as I like the trophies and the titles, and I love the fact that we're always winning at Chelsea. Like, no matter if it's like a bad season, we pick up a title in somewhere, or a trophy somewhere. And if we don't pick up a trophy, we normally do well to get us back into a top 4 Champions League spot, for example. Yeah, and that's fine, right? But when you look at the Man Uniteds and even Arsenal with Wenger, it's just jealousy. Like, I see 13 years and 12 years of success at Man United. I've seen like the years that Wenger had with the Invincibles, and he may have not seen the same league success as Chelsea did, but FA Cup success, just the way you guys played football and the identity you had as a team.
Yeah,
Chelsea have never had that for longer than maybe 2-3 seasons.
Yeah.
And that would have been when we first got Mourinho in the 04-05, because Mourinho was our long-serving manager for that point, as in got us that trophies, and we didn't really have an era of dominance with that one manager.
Yeah.
Like, for example, Man United I've had with Sir Alex Ferguson.
Yeah, because I still think, when I think of classic Chelsea, I think of Mourinho.
You think of Mourinho? Everyone does.
And
I think of Mourinho as a Chelsea fan.
He's been at United and Tottenham, which is fair enough, he's been sacked, but normally, like, could you imagine Fergie or Wenger?
You would never see Fergie at Chelsea. You never see Wenger at Chelsea. You never see any of these elite managers go to these. Yeah,
they're loyal to their club.
Because they're our one-man club. But times have obviously changed.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes me laugh. Even our current manager, Thomas Tuchel, said he loves Spurs.
Yeah.
When he was at PSG.
Yeah.
He thought Spurs were a beautiful team. He loved their way of playing football. It was unpoached. He was a big fan of them. I think even under Mourinho, he was a big fan of them as well. So when he came into the Prem, when he came to our team, well, it just feels like a bit of a meme, Yeah. It's like we get like I don't know. It's not that deep really, but I'm like, we're never gonna have a manager. I've given up on that hope now. To answer your question, I don't think Chelsea will ever have a manager like an Arsenal did with Wenger and like Fergie did with United.
Yeah.
I think
unless Abramovich obviously leaves.
Unless Abramovich leaves and we have a new club identity happen. But I mean, the whole club premise is built off winning trophies. Like, since we brought Mourinho in, that's what our club has been known to do.
Yeah.
It's just be ruthless to win trophies no matter what. And that's why I'm not surprised Tuchel will be brought in now. Yeah. And we'll probably see another 18 months where he'll then probably get sacked.
Yep.
I think he'll do well here. I think he might win us a trophy. I think he has the ability to do that.
Yeah.
and take us far. But I don't see him being here for longer than a couple.
What happens if Abramovich like walks or retires? Does he have like family that he'll pass it on to? Does he have like a kid or? Because like,
I'm not sure. I feel like at that point in his business, I don't think he'd want to lose a club like Chelsea because it brings him so much money.
Because our owner's giving our club to his son.
Yeah, I would assume that would probably
like
happen. He'll probably give it to his son. It'd be an heirloom thing that he takes over. But I think we're always going to be owned by the Russians. Let's just say that.
But you guys have turned it around. You're back in the top 4 race.
Doing well at the moment.
You had Sheffield United on the weekend. How'd that go?
Sheffield United game was good. Honestly, actually, talking about the Sheffield United game, we'll actually get into that now. I felt like Werner really played well. Man of the match performance for him. Got an assist. Got him a penalty. What I didn't like about the game is he didn't score.
Yep.
And it's getting more worrying each week. I mean, you're getting closer, but then how many... and I know people are talking about... So a lot of stats coming out recently, a lot of Chelsea news sites on Instagram. And by the way, shout out the 3 Points Podcast Instagram. A little daily podcast episode shout out for it. We're uploading some great content on there, guys. So make sure you go follow it. Yeah. But I was on Instagram and I was reading some news things coming out. And people were already comparing Werner's stats to Drogba's, saying, give us time, patience. Drogba became a Chelsea legend. Look, different times, different players, all right?
Yeah.
I understand that Werner's been assisting and doing well and all this, but I've said it before in my episode recently, and go watch that about our recent episode for Chelsea versus Tottenham. But he's such a sensitive player, and I know we need to get behind him. But at that same point, it's like, if you're not scoring goals, you're not doing your job as a centre forward.
Yeah.
Simple. Like, you can assist goals, but that's technically not your job. Like, yeah, you're helping out. But if you're not scoring goals and you're not doing the right thing, then you're not helping our team progress. And at the moment, he's not really doing that. Yes, he's getting us assists. Yes, he's getting us important penalties. But I feel like he could be doing a lot more. And I'm going to get a lot of backlash to that because I've been asking to give them patience, and they will come through. And I do think you have to give them patience. But at the same time, I think we demand results and we demand goals. And if you're not getting them, then it's like, what's going on? Because I watch him back now in the Bundesliga, and I'm starting to think maybe he's just not good enough. Yeah. And people are going to really question that because he scored 50-something goals, and I looked at his stats per game, and what he did is insane. It is insane. But he had so many chances each game. You don't get the same amount of chances in the Premier League. Yeah. For example, right, in one of the games I watched, he got 8 chances, and he got 2 goals. Yeah. 2 from 8, right? In the Premier, you're getting 4 chances. You're not taking those 4 chances. Doesn't matter how many, you know what I mean? Doesn't matter what you do. You got to take those chances. He's not clinical enough. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. Timo Werner is not clinical enough. Yeah. He needs to up that in his game, and I think if he does that, he'll become a superb striker. I mean, it's in his locker for sure. I know that. I know he's a good player. But what I'm saying is, let's not forget, it's not good enough right now. I think a lot of Chelsea have dropped their heads of like what to expect. And maybe I should drop my expectations too. Maybe they're too high. But it's like, when have we ever had this kind of like accepting second best is almost better than top? Like I demand quality. Yeah, we're not getting that right now, and this is a signing that's worth a lot of money as well. Let's not forget that, guys.
You've also got to remember that nowadays
people are treating him as if we signed him for like 20 million, and we're like, it's like, we do signed him for now as well. You know, like, let's not forget that.
You got to remember though as well, when people compare Drogba to Werner, is back then there wasn't that many teams competing for top 6. Now you've got like Leicester have got a brilliant squad.
Drogba
Villa
didn't come from a side that was banging in 50 goals a season. He didn't do that. Yeah. Drogba was up and coming in his career. As he got to Chelsea was when he blossomed and came out as the true striker he was. Yeah. So time was expected with him. It was a striker that we bought in that we were like, okay, who is this guy? Yeah. Came from Marseille, I believe. Like, he played a lot of football, yes, but at the same time, if you look at his stats under the previous team for Chelsea, he wasn't scoring a lot of goals, like this, but Werner was. So what I'm saying is my expectations are high for this player. Yeah. And I'm not getting them fit.
Yeah. Yeah, everything's...
It's like we signed Haaland, he just doesn't score, and everyone's like, we'll give him time. He saw him 50 goals. Yeah, but he's not doing it now.
Yeah, so exactly. Yeah, so... I don't know. Yeah, no, but different times, man. Like, money as well. Like, a lot of people would say, like, you spent this much on this guy, why is he not doing it? That's the market these days, Yeah. If you want to, like, just a squad player, that's about 25, 30 million. Back in the days Drogba was playing, that was, like groundbreaking. You spent 30,
it was, yeah.
Remember Fernando Torres to Chelsea, 50 million. Everyone lost their mind. They were like, "What the fuck?"
And then even he didn't perform when he first came, so there was a lot of pressure on him. And then when the pressure did come, he ended up scoring one of our not best goals ever, but important goals ever. Getting this to Champions League final. So
and then you look at now, 50 million's nothing. Yeah, any team
in hindsight, it's nothing.
But so the market's different. the league's completely different. It's much difficult nowadays.
The comparison's just dumb, really.
The nowadays to win the title, it's actually like credit to that team because you've got to play City, United, Tottenham, Chelsea, Arsenal, Leicester, Everton, Wolves, Villa, who are all strong sides. Back then, it was just Chelsea, Arsenal, United, Liverpool.
Yeah, there was a top four fight all season,
yes,
and you'd expect the odd team to come up, like the one.
But now it's like, who could there be like a dark horse to win the league, or who's finishing top four because Villa's got a few games in hand and they could end up sneaking in there.
It is a madness right now.
So it's a lot more difficult these days,
but
man.
Even in that, so going back to that Chelsea game, and this is I'm backing off Timo Werner now. He got man of the match in that game. He did really well, and I'm happy for him. But like I said, didn't score. But I am behind him. I do give him the patience, but I am expecting to see more from him. Mason Mount, beautiful player. I know everyone's going to rib me for this, but I don't understand how people can keep hating on Mason Mount now.
Yeah.
Established. Finish into the bottom corner. Did you see the finish?
Yeah.
Well, it's a hard finish because the angle is coming out opposite foot, left-footed finish to the bottom corner. He's hit with a good power, good accuracy as well. He played well. He's definitely up there for man of the match for me in that game as well. I think he controlled the midfield. And I think Chelsea looked shaky at the start. I don't think we looked good. I don't necessarily think this was an easy win. No. Sheffield in the first 30 seconds coming close to scoring, hitting the side netting in the first 30 seconds. And then getting more and more chances. Got a penalty denied for them because it just offside. So VAR saved us.
Yeah.
And then to make it matters even worse, we go 1-0 up. To then go 1-1 because bloody Rudiger decided, nah, I'm not playing for Chelsea no more. I'm a Sheffield United player and I'm going to show Timo Werner how it's done. And scores an own goal. Don't know what much to say about that. It was a pass back.
Yeah, he's been really fucking...
Rudiger I've never really been a big fan of. I mean, he's been playing well at the moment, but we're all a bit worried when he came into the side, what's going on. Because when he got left out by Lampard, there was obviously a reason. Zuma came in and Zuma played impeccable. Zuma's been so solid since he came in for Chelsea this season and replaced Rudiger at the start. But now Tuchel's brought Rudiger back into the side.
Yeah.
He looked good for the first couple of games, but already the cracks are starting to show. I mean, to be honest though, if I'm going to back off him a little bit, he made up for the mistake. After the end of the game was covered in mud, tip to his toe was covered in mud. He worked the ground back to get us back into that game and, correct his mistake.
Yeah.
But the penalty that he conceded for us, it was just brutal. It put us 1-1. Everyone's heads kind of dropped a little bit, but at the same time, they didn't drop too much for too long. We were back on the ball. We were back getting chances in. And then finally, Timo Werner gets on the ball, makes a good run around the keeper. Penalty or not,
yeah.
I don't know. To be honest, he doesn't look like he's going to get to the ball. It looks like the Sheffield defender would get there first because he's tipped it the left side and gone around the right side. But because the keepers ran towards Werner and took him down, it looks more cynical than what it was.
Yeah.
So it's given us the penalty, and thank fuck for that. Jorginho puts it away.
Yeah.
He does this hop step thing again, though, which people seem to have an issue with. But,
Did he have a penalty last week against Tottenham? Yeah, he didn't do the hop step,
Yeah,
did
he didn't do the hop
That's
skip.
right,
That time he hit it straight down the right.
Yeah.
And this time he's did the hop skip, sent the keeper the wrong way, and it's gone into the back of the net. So I couldn't be more happy, to be honest. And touching on Jorginho, I think he's been playing really well at the moment. I don't know where this player's come from.
Yeah, there's always that thing where a new manager comes in and certain players like...
Revive a player's
it's
career.
A bounce,
Alonso, he's revived his career. At the same time, Jorginho's career has been revived. I think he's been looking absolutely world class, and I really mean it. Him and Kovacic in the midfield. I'd rather not have Conte come on, and Conte's an amazing player. Kante, sorry.
I'd take Kante.
Yeah, Kante he's a beautiful player, beautiful man. I mean, such a nice guy, as we all know, and he's a fucking workhorse on the pitch as well. But as of recent times, and I know Tuchel's a big fan of him, he's just been looking a bit lost in games. With Jorginho and Kovacic in that midfield, we look like we're dominating. Yeah. And I think we've been playing really well.
Yeah.
Jorginho had another good game. It wasn't an easy game though. Sheffield are in good form. You got to remember they did only lose to City 1-0. They beat United the week before
2-1. Yeah.
And then they went and beat West Brom recently before the Chelsea game. So, of course, Sheffield being Sheffield coming against us on good form, and they put up a good game.
Yeah.
So, fair play to Sheffield. I felt like it was a deserved victory for Chelsea. I feel like we deserved the 3 points. We were the better playing team. We looked better on the ball, created more chances. But, yeah, I think it's definitely unlucky to Sheffield. And if we're talking about the games coming up, for example, we have the FA Cup game with Barnsley coming up.
Yeah.
And that's, I think...
Yeah, tomorrow morning, yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow morning, the FA Cup game. And, at the same time, as much as I'm excited for this game, because we get to see the likes of Ziyech coming on. Let's say Hazard then.
Yeah.
We get the likes of Ziyech coming on back into the side. We'll see the likes of Havertz come back in, and also Kante starting. I do worry about how Tuchel's going to keep this side happy in terms of rotation, because you're playing these games in FA Cup games, and that's fine. And you do have a title-winning squad, but you've got to keep World Cup winners happy. Like, you know, like he played recently, but he looked lost in the game.
Yeah.
You know? So as much as Tuchel may say to the media he's happy with the depth of squad he has, my question is, how are we gonna? We have one of the best depth squads in the league. Like I said before, I think it's definitely up there with Man City's in terms of depth. You look at our players in certain positions, like Reece James. Again, he'll be featuring probably likely in tomorrow's game, and he's been featuring quite a lot under Tuchel. Not too much, but he's been coming on as a sub and making his appearances and playing really well. But I'm also wondering how is he going to keep the squad happy, rotate? How is he going to make it good? I know Tuchel loves his rotations with the different formations as well.
Yeah.
But it's just how you're going to keep everybody happy is my question.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't really understand like how you could have a squad as big as Chelsea's with all these class players and keep everyone on the same page. I mean, that's going to be a hard job for a man.
I mean, you lot are still in the Champions League, aren't you?
Yeah.
So there'll be still plenty of time because you guys got FA Cup.
We have Atletico Madrid, and Thiago Silva's obviously injured, which I will talk about now.
But you guys have got 3 competitions that you're still in. It's going to be a lot of squad rotation, man, especially with fixtures coming up. So I'm sure a lot of the players will get minutes, and it's even better.
It's good to have a good deep squad. I'm happy about it.
Yeah, it's even better.
It's a good complaint to have, to be honest. It's a good thing to have as a manager. I'm sure of it. But I do worry, as in like, if certain players are performing outstandingly, like, are they going to be dropped for big games, or are they just going to feature? Because I want them to feature, but he's got these different formations and he's dropping the likes of Mason Mount. I'm a bit worried.
Yeah.
But maybe Tuchel knows me. He knows more than me about football. Of course he does. So he'll be able to sort it out.
Yeah, for sure.
My trust is in him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll move on now, and we will talk about the Arsenal games that recently happened. Even though Mark did already cover them this week, which if you haven't already checked out, guys, go check it out.
Yep.
There is a couple of things Mark wants to touch about Arsenal. So go on, Mark.
What is there to touch about? Honestly, man.
Pretty much your club. Well, there is quite a little bit that's happened in the week. I was kind of hinting at it. William Saliba.
Oh, look, let's.
That's all I want to talk about. How is Arsenal FC doing as a club?
Let's not speak about that, because that's been actually found as child pornography now. Because
what has it? No
they
way.
They're under 16 at the time for the French.
At the time of that video.
French national team, yeah.
No way. And they're wearing the French kit in that as well.
So there's an investigation going on about that.
Wait, quick question though. Do you know if all those players in the video were French?
Yeah.
Even the guy, you know?
Yeah.
Doing what he was doing?
Yeah, they're all from the French team.
So it's an old video.
Yeah,
it's not a new
video. It's just surfaced recently, but this is back.
Jeez.
So he's 19 at the moment, so it'd be about a few years ago.
Oh my no, his whole career's been finished.
I don't know, man. You had that video come out, and then you had like his mum passing away this
year. He had
a
rough year, yeah.
Yeah, look, I wouldn't like to say that his career's done at Arsenal, because he's a brilliant prospect, but look, it's either...
You know how brutal English fans are. That's
we're going to have to... I don't think it's so much the fans. I think it might be the management as well. If it was, for example, if it was Liverpool, United or City, they wouldn't care, because they don't mind the controversial players.
Yeah, they like it.
It
builds their club,
like you had,
it makes them bigger.
those players on the English tour, like they brought in the birds in the hotel, you know, sort of thing. They don't care, but I don't know. I feel like Arsenal might turn around and go, you know what, bad publicity. Maybe it's time to... And I think if we move him on, that'll be a huge mistake, because he's player of the month over in France once again after not playing for a whole season. And
are you serious?
Yeah, he's walked into Nice's side, who were fighting relegation and stuff, and he's really fixed up their defense.
Yeah.
And this kid's only 19 years old. You know, you think about, you know, how many 19-year-old centre-backs are there? Normally you come in about 22, 23, and this kid's been in France 2 years in a row, been in the French team of the league, the team of the season, and now was January's player of the month. He's only been there for January.
Gee, how do you think Arteta thinks?
I think we always I think there was always a future for him, but I think Arteta wanted him to get some more minutes. I think I think he needed a little bit more experience, a little bit more. I think as well with his mum passing away, he needed to be back in France, familiar surroundings. You know, that extra year of, you know, it's just unfortunate now that this, video has surfaced. And again, like, I really would not recommend anyone checking it out because now
I'm glad. Like, guys,
I've
watched it because it was on Twitter. It was everywhere. It was hard not to watch the fucking video. It was pumping everywhere. But after watching it, I wish I didn't watch it. I was not expecting to see what I saw. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
But for those curious souls, the video is out there. But as Mark said, now we found out it is actually indeed. Well, I don't really want to say the word. I don't want to, as a CP. So.
Yeah, but
we'll swiftly move on from that.
But what did you? I don't know if you saw it, but what did you make of Emi Martinez bringing Lacazette down against Villa? And
that was
weird. And the VAR and all them saying that it wasn't a penalty.
I saw your complaint about it, and I do understand the whole situation. But at the end of the day, do you think that one thing affected that whole?
Oh no,
game?
not of course not. But if it was McTominay being brought down by
if that's the question you asked me,
Lloris,
yes,
would that have been a penalty, or if Salah?
I definitely think the refs need to. Well, there's been some death threats recently against a couple of refs, isn't there? Mike Dean,
he asked not to ref this weekend,
Yeah, so there's been a lot of controversy with refs in the Premier League at the moment. So
I don't.
I mean, I think it's definitely it's true. I think the point you made on the episode is 100% true. I do think that there's definitely some type of favoritism in ref. We've talked about it multiple times on this show. You can disagree with me all you want in the comments, but at the end of the day, I definitely think there is some favoritism that goes on.
Especially when they come out and say VAR isn't there to make the correct decision.
Yeah, I mean, what, you're going to go against VAR at this point?
We're not here to make the correct... What are you here for? It kills the joy of football already, So, I don't know, man. But, look,
did that whole point for you, though, with that whole thing, up until then, what was Arsenal's problem in that Aston Villa game?
I think one thing we've really lacked is Kieran Tierney, and I do think he's fit. I think Arteta has been resting him for Benfica. I think we're now putting all our balls into the basket of Europa League and thinking we're going to win that. Yeah. He's been resting a lot.
That's why he's resting these big players.
Again, I think a sloppy mistake in the first minute. Again, we weren't switched on straight away, and Aston Villa were literally in our faces from the first minute to about the 30th minute, and then we kind of got into the game sort of thing. The Arsenal way, how we like to sort of pass it about and control possession.
Yeah.
Villa wouldn't allow us to do that. And
you're getting pressed by heavy.
You had players like, Partey, Xhaka, Smith Rowe were kind of all saying, oh, fuck, it's out of my comfort zone this, normally we can sort of control the game, Even when we play you guys didn't press as much as Villa did. Villa were on us 24/7. The worst thing about that, though, is the last 20 minutes they're gassed because they've been pressing the whole first half, whole first bit of the second half, and it was just too little too late. The substitutions were a bit quizzical, but I guess, I don't know, I'm not sure what's happening there.
Who else can you bring on apart from William?
Martinelli.
Is that, I guess, that's way better than bringing on...
Just as good as Smith Rowe and Saka is. He's just been injury prone. And he's probably, I genuinely think he'll be better than Saka.
Do you think William's just never going to feat? What's happening with him now?
I think he played for a 3-year deal and now he's comfortable.
He's just going to relax
in London. And I think Arteta wants to be the one to pull him out this form, that he will eventually come out. But
I don't think he will.
It's not going to happen. And I'm seeing these youngsters, they're playing, all right, if you put a 20-year-old on that pitch and he puts in the same performance as Willian, he'd be straight out the squad. He'd never feature again. He'd be on the bench. He'd be out on line.
Because he was a poor performance, because it's Willian.
You're a youngster, but because he's a 32-year-old senior player,
established Premier League
he gets away with it. But yet you have if Reece Nettle-Willock, who's gone out on loan because he didn't perform as well, he's putting in the exact same sort of shift as Willian is. I don't doubt that Willian's not a good player. It might be that he doesn't suit the way we play.
I mean, like I said, I think his peak was at Chelsea 2014 season. I think that was his best ever season for any club he's played for. And I think ever since then he's been a former shadow of himself.
Yeah, I'm just glad we didn't put down 20 million for him or anything like that. But he is on high wages for 3 years. So
Chelsea do good deals.
What do you do? What do you do with that? So I don't know. But I wouldn't have brought on Aubameyang for Lacazette. I think Lacazette was in brilliant form. I would have put Lacazette on the left. Because I think I would have put Aubameyang on the left because I think Aubameyang works better from the wing than down the middle.
And what's been happening with Aubameyang?
I don't know.
He's just not been scoring. He's not
I think
he's not under Arteta's favourite right now.
No, I think. Well, no, obviously he's been out of the country for a couple of weeks because his mum was ill.
Due to his illness.
And then he's come back. He's had to quarantine. He hasn't been match fit.
Okay, that's fair enough.
I think he will start against Leeds.
So you think he's definitely more favoured than Lacazette, or
Not down the middle. I think it's Lacazette up front, Uber down the left, and Saka on the right.
Is Saka? Not Saka. Is Arteta's dream to play him from the wing and have Lacazette performing down the middle? Is that what he wants?
No, I think Lacazette will be sold in the summer. I think we're going to get a striker. Because I don't think...
So he doesn't like Lacazette,
I don't think we're sold on him because he's not getting us those 20 goals a season that you'd want your striker to.
That he used to do.
Well, I don't even think he has scored 20 goals a season for us.
Oh, my God.
Lacazette.
I don't mean at Arsenal, but at his previous club, sure.
Oh, he would have, in France and that, but again, Farmers League sort of thing,
Yeah, the whole, skeptics
so
about it.
I don't think Aubameyang's the right profile for the striker Arteta wants. I think we're going to probably go out and get a young... I think what we're going to probably do, actually, it wouldn't surprise me if we turn Martinelli into a centre forward rather than a winger.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I think we'll get rid of Lacazette in the summer. I don't think we'll give him a new contract because his deal's running out. And
how much is he on right now a week?
He'd be on. I'll fact check it, but I'm gonna have a guess at 200k.
Jesus, even if he is getting paid like six figures, like obviously like 300k a week. And you're not getting the performances you want from him. At that point, it's like, come on, man. I know you can't control like certain things that happen, but at the same time,
£182,000.
There you go. That's only 200k a week, and how many goals he scored for you this season?
Oh, he would have scored about 8 or 9, I think.
Compared to like previous season where he was banging in like close to.
Yeah, well, I mean, he doesn't bang in many goals. That's the problem.
Well, I'm talking about when he originally first signed for you guys.
I'll have a look.
I'm pretty sure you smashed it for the first couple of seasons for you guys.
But
in terms of goals,
yeah, I'll have a look. I don't think Lacazette has really had like a huge season for us.
What about Aubameyang?
Aubameyang. Oh right.
Yeah.
The most Lacazette scored for us in the season is 19 in 49 games.
How many's Aubameyang scored?
Uber would have had like about 25, 27, I'd say.
Yeah. And what's he getting per season now? Aubameyang, you reckon, in the past 2 seasons?
Oh, I'd say about. I'm not sure. Let me have a look at this. Aubameyang has the most goals he scored is 31 in the season, 2018-2019, and this season he scored 8. Last season was 29, so he's touching around the 30 goal mark.
That's what
but
I'm
he's
saying. So last
from the
season
left,
banged it, and now he's getting. So what's happening in a year with his form?
I don't know.
Do you think it's the whole team situation as well?
No,
do you think that's definitely and obviously what's
I
happening?
think a lot had to do with getting rid of certain players that were disrupting the dressing room. If what was true about his mother, well, obviously it is true his mother was ill. How long has that been playing on his mind?
Yeah,
how 100% is his mind focused on the game ahead?
And we know, like, especially high performances, you need to be at your elite. You need to have everything in your life almost going well for you as well.
So there's a lot of things to it. You've also got the argument, which I'm not saying I'm not saying this is my argument.
Yeah.
But you've got to also look at some other on the other side of the coin. Now that you've signed a new deal, has he kind of been like? What?
You've been talking about this quite a lot.
I've always thought that when players get a new contract,
they fight for the contract. Because that's what I'm saying. Last season, you're getting 30 goals. That's a big return from Aubameyang.
Yeah.
And now you're getting 8.
Yeah.
And I understand a lot has happened this season. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's almost like last season. That's when the contract, whole thing was happening.
Yeah.
Is he gonna re-sign?
Yeah, he's gonna go to Barca. Lampard wanted to sign him.
Yeah, we know that now. So.
But and then you have a look at Lacazette now. He's starting to score, and he's got his contract ending soon. So it's just it's a thing. I don't know. You have to look at it both sides. I'd like to think that Aubameyang, if you're our captain, you're not playing for a contract and then just dipping, But again, we always expected that there would be losses along the way. Without Leno, I thought Matt Ryan did brilliant in goal. He was a good debut. But
you touched upon this in the episode, didn't you?
Like Arteta can't tell David Luiz to go out there and get sent off, no matter how minimal the contact was. That was their decision. We tried to appeal it; it didn't get overturned. So I guess it's just.
So that red card situation never did get overturned.
No.
Oh my.
No, but he's back.
Disgraceful.
He's back against Leeds, but I wouldn't want him starting.
You don't want him to start?
I think he's a good squad player. He's good to see out 20 minutes, but
man, I think he's a good leader.
He's a brilliant leader in the dressing room. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, in the dressing room, maybe not on the pitch as much.
But you always know that there's a penalty or foul waiting to happen.
He's a big foul player. He likes to to cause a bit of controversy.
Like
I
could,
for no reason.
I could name off the top of my head 3 times he's been sent off.
And already in such a short career time.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think he could be a week in, week out starter for Arsenal, So, yeah, I think it will have to be Gabriel or Pablo Mari playing left centre-back and next to Rob Holding,
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what I think.
Overall thoughts on the whole situation, yeah? Do you think you guys will finish top 4?
No, I think we'll finish top 6.
Sorry, not top 4, top 6?
I think we can get top 6.
Yeah.
We need to start picking up results. I do understand Arteta saying, let's bench our star players for Benfica, and all this sort of stuff in Europa League, but it's not a given that we're going to win. There's a lot of
can't just
big
we'll
opponents.
You need the Premier League games are still important.
Yeah,
mate.
so Leeds, I'd still want to see.
Don't overlook them,
Leeds. If KT's fit, put him in. If Partey's fit, put him in. Saka. I would bench Smith Rowe because he's had a lot of games for a 20-year-old.
Yeah,
and I'd give Martin Odegaard a run.
I'd give him a good run in,
good 90 minutes or 80 minutes, and bring Smith Rowe on. But yeah,
can affect it from the bench.
Yeah, exactly.
We all know what his qualities are.
Yeah, I mean, he came on against Villa. He looked,
and he's a hungry player, so no matter if he's coming from the bench or starting, he's going to give you a performance.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think we need to stop dwelling on these players that aren't performing and thinking, what, if we just give them one more game, maybe they'll turn around and score an assist. It's just not going to happen. If the stadium was full, they wouldn't get that much patience, Yeah. Pepe and Willian, they'd be getting a lot of abuse. Although Pepe scored a couple of decent goals recently, that still he beats a player 5 times but loses possession about 20 times. It's just not good enough, for 72 million that we spent on him.
I mean, I've watched him play, and it's like you can see what he can produce, and then he just never produces.
Yeah, and then
it's just not consistent.
Yeah, and you look at Saka, 19 years
does
old.
What he's
and
he's
he
doing
looks
the
like
same
the 72 million player, and Pepe
looks like what you should have signed from Pepe. Yeah, 100% agree with that. I feel when I watch Saka, I think he's more direct and more. I don't know what the word for it is, but he's more involved in the attacking players more than Pepe is. He contributes more to the team than I say Pepe does.
100%.
And I do think Pepe's played well in recent weeks, scored a good goal.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think Saka does that more often than
Pepe
does
exactly.
it.
And the only problem is with all the fixtures coming up, you can't play Saka each week. But
I mean, Saka just won Player of the Month January for Arsenal and scored 3 goals, assists. I saw, and he played well. In the month of January.
You need squad depth. We've got no other left back. Literally, Tierney's it. You either have to play Cedric as a right back at left back, or Saka, who's a left winger. But then you lose Saka's goal threat, which is much better.
You'd rather that than his defensive abilities. Yeah.
There's a lot that still needs to happen at this club in terms of like this rebuild. And people turn around saying, why can't we win this? It's like, look, we still need a couple more windows before we haven't got the money that
people are jumping the gun on what they're expecting.
Exactly. We're still 2 points better off than last season, and Arteta came in from Emery, who done terrible. We've also won a trophy in that time. We just got to now hope that Europa League, if that's the case, Arteta must have some sort of fucking major plan to win that, because he's putting all of his eggs in one basket.
A lot of faith into it.
And if we,
maybe he has a plan.
If we rested KT for the past couple of games because
better be worth it,
and then we get knocked out against Benfica, it's like, well, we could have had 6 points against Wolves and Villa, But then, you've gone and got us knocked out the Europa League. So, yeah, we'll see. But we got Leeds next and then Benfica. So, I'll bring out a match preview tomorrow, Friday.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the day before the game. And I'll also touch on the Benfica game in another video, which will probably be like Wednesday or something like that.
Yes, make sure you guys do stay tuned for that.
So you'll be getting a lot more content from both of us.
And that's what we're talking about at the start, guys. Like, the content is going to be better because you're getting more of what you want anyway. So you're getting that Chelsea-Arsenal thing that you want. I don't think people complain about it, but I think people wanted to see more of that in the podcast. But it's hard to do without making it like 3 hours long, because me and Mark could sit here and talk for 40 to 50 minutes about our clubs individually. Yeah. Well, not even longer. So to sum it down to a 10-minute video where we talk about the games, and in the podcast we can talk about the bigger news that happens with the club.
Yep.
I think it's just a way better system, and it works out better for everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, so do you want to move on now to Premier League games?
Man.
All right, so the first game I want to talk about was the Liverpool City game. For those of you who don't know, the result was 4-1 to Man City. City dominated Liverpool. I mean, maybe not in terms of possession and stats, but in terms of just performance. I mean, you didn't watch the game, but you saw the highlights, correct? Yeah. Yep. I did watch the game. I felt like there was a couple star players that I just really want to talk about from City that really impressed me. Obviously, Phil Foden being I think he's an absolute world-class baller. Like, this guy, his levels, mate.
Yeah.
Like, he makes Mason Mount look like a baby.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like right now. I think Phil Foden is a better player than Mason Mount is. I mean, they're different positions.
Yeah.
But I just feel like Phil Foden right now, under Pep Guardiola, is just proving that English players can definitely reach the heights of that we were expecting them to reach. You know, like, when I watch this guy play, I'm like, as a World Cup side, we should be doing more with these players.
Man, you look at this Euro's coming up this season. If we don't have any injuries,
Foden, Mount,
if we don't have any
Reece
injuries,
James,
we're in a
Alexander
big
Arnold,
shout to win the Euros this year.
I honestly think we have such a good side, but that's a whole nother thing I'm getting into. But I just feel like he's such a baller right now, especially in that City game. His beautiful goal he got. I don't know if you saw it. Gets the ball, beats two players. I think it was Henderson and Arnold down the right wing, or Robertson. I think it's even Robertson. Cuts through both into the box, cuts onto his left side, and bangs it into the top bins. Flies past Alisson. I mean, makes Alisson, he doesn't even know what to do. Beautiful goal. I mean, Gundogan as well missed this penalty, which, I mean, you know, you can because he's been playing so well in the recent games. I think Gundogan has come out of his shell and he's kind of producing what he produced at Dortmund. And I think when Klopp looks at him, he's like, damn, what play did I make? You know, like, Gundogan is such a beast, and now he's playing against me at Guardiola. And I think it's funny how Klopp has Thiago, which Guardiola kind of made that player, and he did really nothing for them in that game. He produced nothing of purpose. And I just felt it was a really weak performance from Liverpool. I think Alexander Arnold got dominated on the at right back. I think Sterling made him look absolutely poor. I think Sterling had an amazing game. Again, I think he scored as well. Good goal from him. It's always when he gets that new trim, it seems. He's gone back to his little shaved haircut again, and he's absolutely performing. Mate. Like, he had that same haircut when he's playing well, and normally he has when he gets his braids and his little haircuts. He's shit. But when he gets a simple cut, a nice little fresh trim, man performs again. But I thought that was funny to kind of touch on. And then so I just felt like in this game, Liverpool are really lacking Henderson in that midfield because he played centre back with Fabinho, I believe it was. And I think they just both lacked that defensive partnership. I think when you lose one person in that system, I think it creates a big error. And I'm going to get into this because shout out to Big John. He asked a question on the podcast, which I will get up now. 2 seconds. He asked an important question for the podcast, and pretty much it was asking, do you think Klopp got it wrong against Man City, and how much is he missing his key defenders? Now, it's a good question. Yeah. And guys, if you do want to send in questions, we do put them on the podcast Instagram, which is, what is it?
3 points underscore.
Yeah, 3 points podcast underscore on Instagram. So if you want to follow us there, go check us out, ask us some questions. We also have an email as well, guys. Send it in there. It's just the 3 points podcast at gmail.com. But with the word, But yeah, so pretty much, to answer your question, John, I do think that at the moment they are missing their key defenders. I think once you lose Van Dijk and then your other two centre backs, Matip and what's the other guy's name again now?
Van Dijk.
No, it's for Van Dijk, Matip, and there's one more I lost. Forgot his name. Oh,
Gomez.
Gomez, that's it. So after losing a lot of key defenders, I think you have to realise that they have to change the system now.
Yeah.
Klopp's built on using Van Dijk from the back and passing outwards and playing those long balls towards Salah and up towards Mane. And then that was cutting defences apart. You lose Van Dijk, that's why Henderson plays in that role, because he can provide those deep passes, right? Yeah. But then he can't provide the midfield support he provides, which is, getting on the right wing, creating that space. The work rate that Henderson gives, it's insane. Yeah. Once you lose that from the midfield and you put it at centre back, you've now had to change the whole system. And yes, you could argue, putting Thiago in there, does that not fix that? Thiago's the type of player that he doesn't work like that. Thiago works when you have possession. That's why he works well under Pep Guardiola. Yeah. It's why he's a good player to have on your team, because he provides that possession and he can kick that ball sideways to sideways like Jorginho does, but with a lot more consistency. And he can put that threat pass in behind when he needs to, you know, like a Fabregas can, that ball in behind to the big strikers to score goals. Yeah. But when you don't have possession, you're facing a team like Man City and you need to work hard to get possession back. Thiago isn't your player. Henderson. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying, where they're losing that midfield battle. To answer your question, John, I think, Klopp is missing his key defenders, and I don't think he got it wrong. I just don't think he has the team to support, because let's not get it twisted. If it wasn't for the mistakes Alisson made, the game would have been a lot different. It would have been a 2-1 maybe. But
Alisson, I spoke to Daniel, who's our mate, and he's a Liverpool fan, and he's been apparently getting into a lot of arguments with other Liverpool fans because they've all been slagging off Alisson. But you got to remember, this guy helped them win the Champions League, the league.
Saved their season.
It's
times.
just one of those games where he's at a lapse, of concentration and, giving the ball away and stuff like that. I just think, don't slag him off too much.
I'm seeing stats come out like Alisson has now made more errors in the Premier League than Kepa. It's like, but he's saved way more shots.
And he's played more games than Kepa,
played more games, and he's been a more key player to title winning side than Kepa has been. So these like I said, stats are stats, yes, but they can be misconstrued and they can be made to seem what
different
they are.
Situations,
so
scenarios.
they're different situations, so don't be comparing the likes of a Premier League winning keeper to Kepa.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Chelsea fan, and you can't be comparing those type of players. But to get back to it, I do think that Liverpool missed them, and you can't bag out Alisson, because let's not forget, if it wasn't for those mistakes, it could have been a very different game. But I do think Liverpool need to change it. I don't think you can keep going on this way. So Klopp needs to pick his head up. Obviously, he hasn't had the best recent of weeks, and we do send our love to Liverpool fans right now, or not even Liverpool fans, just the Klopp in general. Like, losing your mom is something that none of us ever wish to go through. And we've got to remember, guys, these guys are humans as well. Even though they earn multis and millions of dollars, they are human beings, have feelings as well. And that probably explains, not to excuse it, but what's Klopp's going through at the moment, not being able to go back and even see his mom. But it's a bit of a madness right now at Liverpool.
Yeah, and we've also got to remember that Liverpool aren't that sort of side that go out and spend 100 million every transfer window. It was only because Coutinho went to Barca that they were able to go out and buy Van Dijk and Alisson, So when you have a look and see Van Dijk, Gomez, Matip get injured, they're not going to go out and spend. They don't have the funds and the resources. What Liverpool have done is they've done like a rebuild of like
a slow rebuild over time.
They haven't done a City, they haven't done a United, they haven't gone out and splashed the cash. It's been
or a Chelsea and try to rebuild overnight.
Yeah, exactly. It's been a patient thing, and I think people expect, especially a lot of the plastics that I've seen now jump over to Liverpool.
Jump on Liverpool.
You've won the Champions League, you've won the league, go out and spend 80 million. Well, not every club's in that situation that they can go out and just dump 80 million down and say, give me, Delip from, Juventus or whatever, it's what it is, and I think it's just an injury crisis they've got, but I think next season Liverpool will really be gunning to try and at least be a lot closer to City now.
So that's the question I was kind of going to go from here. Do you think now that due to this recent result, that's the Premier League over? Do you think it's now Man City?
I think it says to lose now.
And now it's Liverpool's main target really is top four.
I think I do honestly say though that I think City will still have a few hiccups because this season's that weird, There's no way I can't see him.
That's what a lot of people are saying, Let's not forget that we all thought it was wrapped up at the start with Liverpool when they went on their streak.
Exactly, and City had lost
and had lost heaps of games at the start. 2 games, I think, in the first.
And then United ended up top at one stage. There was like 8 or 9 teams that have been top this season, like Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea.
I
Southampton,
think,
Villa.
with this season so far, I think City will still drop points, but I expect once they drop points, an immediate bounce. Guardiola will demand that bounce the week after, and I think that those points that will be dropped will be against the sides they'll think will beat them, and it will just be, they're going complacent, and they end up walking away with either a point or no points, and then Guardiola says that's what happens, and the following week they'll come up and get another win. But there's to lose. There's too big of a gap now.
I think it definitely is Man City's to lose at this point. I mean,
everyone else is way more inconsistent than City at the moment. You look at United.
100%. I mean, the last 5 games they've won. They've won every game of the new of the 2021 campaign. So, I mean, to finish up the game, pretty much Gundogan got the 2 goals, and I just think he was an absolute baller for the whole game, and he would have been my man of the match for that game. I don't know if he did win it or not. I think he did. But we'll move on to the Man United versus Everton game. This was a 3-3 result, and typical United, again, choking another vital win that could have maybe seen them contest City at the top of the league.
Yeah.
Mark.
Yep.
I mean, did you watch the game or see the highlights or anything like that?
I saw the highlights. I didn't watch the game. I thought it would have been a difficult game anyway for United. It wasn't a straightforward game. Sheffield United was more of the embarrassment because they'd only won 1 or 2 games so far. You go against Everton, which have got like Ames Rodriguez, Calvert-Lewin. They've got a good side.
They've been playing well.
So, and then they go and we'll talk about this later, but they've gone and knocked out Tottenham in the FA Cup now. So Everton are a good side, but I don't agree with. I listened to all these United fans at the beginning of the season slagging their team off and not backing them, not backing the manager. not naming any names. But then they go and turn around and go, oh, we're top of the league. And they're giving it all the big one. And
all the big talk.
And I'm sort of saying, well, enjoy it while it lasts, because it's not going to last. And
it hasn't. I mean, you've seen them now they are second, I believe. But
like, we had certain people come to us and say, Ole's not the man for the job. And maybe he's not, but they kind of went quiet when they were top of the league. Thinking,
it's funny how a lot of people that didn't even back Ole are now suddenly backing him.
And they're talking a lot of shit about other clubs. When not so long ago they were getting pumped at Tottenham 6-1 or something, wasn't it?
It's quick how it changes football, especially fans.
But look, United they'll finish top 4. I think they'll finish third. I don't know who will finish second. I don't think they've got the consistency to finish second.
I just don't think they're a side that are dedicated into. They don't believe they can win the league. I mean, this game showed me that. I mean, Maguire again looked poor to me. Yeah. I think he lacks the pace to play centre back in this position. I don't understand how that guy is 80 million. He's such a fridge in my opinion. Yeah. Yes, he has good games.
Overinflated English,
this is why I don't want him in the English side. I think he lacks too much pace at the back and will get exposed by speedy.
Give away a penalty or something.
Yeah. And then so I think Man United for me yet again secure to get 3 points. Edson Cavani did look good. Scored the opening goal. It was a good ball in from Rashford. And then we had Bruno Fernandes scoring an absolute worldie. I don't know if you saw the goal he scored, but it was top bins. I mean, he looks up, does a bit of a Saka, sees keeper off his line, curls into the top left bins. It was a beautiful finish to take him 2-0 up. And then from there, it was all downhill for Man United pretty much. Everton came out on the attack just before the end of the first half with Calvert-Lewin actually missing a sit one-on-one with the keeper. Puts it wrong side of De Gea around the post. And I thought, honestly, at this point, I'm thinking United have got this pretty easy result. 2-0.
Yeah.
Second half, first 2 minutes, De Gea.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes a mistake. Hits the ball straight from a Calvert-Lewin deflected shot into the path of Decore. Decore, simple tap-in, makes it 2-1. And then Rodriguez scores an absolute worldie of a volley to make it 3-3, I believe, after United go and score the other end. So 3-2 at this point. United are up. 90th minute, Calvert-Lewin does what Calvert-Lewin does, gets a last-minute equaliser to show Man United they just can't do it. They can't win a title, not with the belief they have, not with the squad they have. And, I mean, they've choked it again. I mean, this is another 3 points they could have took that and would have put them against City and the best bet to make the Premier League fun this season.
Exactly.
But they failed it.
Just so I can explain to you guys what I mean by the inconsistencies of them not finishing second, in my opinion. You have a look, a couple of weeks ago, they drew 0-0 with Liverpool. Good result, the champions. They go and lose to bottom of the league, Sheffield United 2-1.
Yeah,
they go and draw against Arsenal 0-0. And then they go and beat Southampton 9-0. Now, that Southampton game, you got to remember that a lot of their players were out and injured, and then you go and play against Everton, and they draw 3-3. So there's no consistency there of like...
the defence is... so there's a famous quote from Sir Alex Ferguson. He says, attack will win you games, defence will win your titles. And the thing is, that's what United do not have. They do not have a solid defence. Wan-Bissaka, I do not care what you tell me. Yeah, he's a solid left-back or whatever, but he just... lacks so much behind him. Sometimes.
I don't think he's in the same league as Robbo, Chilwell,
No,
Tierney.
I don't think he is. Same thing with Maguire. I think he's an overrated.
Yeah.
I think he still is. I think he has good games that make up for some poor performances, but he lacks the pace. I mean, you saw it in that game.
Yeah.
It's just too obvious to me now. I feel like Calvert-Lewin just breezed past him like he was a fucking fat old man ordering his Maccas. He just looked poor.
Yeah.
But, it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
My grandma runs faster than fucking Maguire. I tell you that, mate. I've seen her do a 100-meter dash quicker than fucking Maguire has.
Who was it? Someone said that as well. They said, my nan runs faster than Maguire and she's got Parkinson's. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus. I love bantering United. But starting with the game was 3-3. And I mean, it's not much more to say about that.
What do you see in the future of United? Because
I don't see anything unless... They build towards it. I just don't understand.
I can see them winning cup competitions, but I can't see them winning leagues.
I think the club's a bit lost. I don't think they know what they want.
Yeah,
I think
there's no plan,
is
there? You don't see like that they're looking at strengthening this area of the pitch or.
No, I just think it's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer playing 50-50 every game. And then he'll go on this streak of just winning every bet, like at the casino, and then it all unravels for him.
Yeah, it's weird,
I would love for United fans to tell me what the hell's going on with this club,
and
to be honest.
I can't believe, like, my whole childhood at school was just about United fans.
Told how what
and
United fans were like.
And now it's like you watch, like, the Mighty Four,
when I see United one, I don't think anything of it now. When I see United flag, before I used to fear that. Yeah. Now when I see Manchester United's logo, I just think it's
when I verse United, I don't have that fear anymore going in like.
Nah, I used to hate. As a Chelsea fan, to be honest, I still don't like versus United because they do give us a good game. They normally beat us more times than not, but even now, like, I just don't think United are the same club they once were. They don't have the same threat. Yeah, no, it's mental. It's mental to think that the mighty have fallen, But yeah, anyway, moving to another new segment, which Mark's going to introduce now. We got actually a really cool segment coming up. So Mark, go ahead.
This is going to, unfortunately, we're going to scrap the whole predictions table. We're going to have a fresh start.
Which we had to scratch due to, we didn't really do a lot of episodes and we just couldn't really keep up to date with all the scores going on. It was a bit too hard.
Yeah, so it was very unfair because we could have potentially maybe saved the, made a comeback if we got a certain result right. But so instead, what we're going to do is a weekly quiz. Now, I'm going to ask Luke 3 Chelsea questions, and Luke's going to ask me 3 Arsenal questions. Now, each question we get right, we'll get 1 point. And if we get all 3 right, we get a bonus question with an extra 2 points if that question is also right. But if we don't get it right, obviously you just take the 3 points away. And this will run till the end of the season. And whoever finishes on top has to do the forfeit, which is the other team, wear the other team's colours.
Yeah.
And what was it, eat a chili?
Eat a chili. So we're going to record ourselves wearing the other team's T-shirt. So, for example, if I lose, I'll be wearing the Arsenal shirt while eating a chili, which will be posted on both our Instagrams and on obviously the podcast Instagram. So, like, it's definitely going to be good. If we do get questions wrong, don't hate us. We're not going to know everything, guys. We're just, it's not possible.
The point of this actually is to try, we don't want to, like, obviously say, like, who scored in the 22nd second in the 1912 Cup, whatever.
Yeah,
because that's just fucking impossible. But we do want to make
it a fun game.
We do want to make it difficult because
competitive,
obviously if we make it too easy, then the forfeit is on us,
Yeah, and it's not really a fun it's not a fun competition, let's just say that. It just gets a bit more, it's too friendly.
Yeah. All right, so how are we going to do this question first? We'll go back and forth.
So back and forth. So, and also there's going to be 3 multiple choice questions, guys, to pick from.
So, my first question for you.
Go on,
Chelsea's first senior signing of the 2010s was Israeli winger Yossi Benayoun. From which English team? Was it A, West Ham, B, Liverpool, C, QPR?
So, A, West Ham.
B, Liverpool,
C, QPR. Oh. This is a complete guess, by the way, because I don't know where he came from. I'm going to say QPR.
Wrong.
What was it?
And he also played for Arsenal as well. He came from you lot.
Did he?
A season loan, yeah. Benayoun's been everywhere, man.
Did he stay a couple
of years? No, it was a year, I think. I think he was only here for a year. But, all right. So, first one wrong.
Now,
first one wrong. It's your turn.
Okay. Mark.
Right, yep.
Who beat Arsenal 6-1 in the calendar year of February 2001? Was it A, Chelsea? Was it B, Liverpool? Or was it C, Manchester United?
Have to be United, wouldn't it?
Correct.
Yeah. No, because Chelsea weren't that money.
I was trying to
there was that there, and
it was only Liverpool.
Liverpool were a bit of on a decline, so it had to be United for me.
I gave you so one of the answers was definitely not going to be it, and I gave you the 2 that it could be.
Yeah, no, so I'd have to say United. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's good answer.
Go on then. Right, your next one.
Yeah.
When were Chelsea founded? 1905, 1910, 1911.
1905.
Well done. All right.
All right, Mark. Who did you lose to in the Carling Cup final in 2011?
Birmingham.
Okay, does he need their choices?
I already remember that, and that's not a fucking...
That one was for John, by the way,
That was not a fun question, and not a fun memory, but yeah, shout out Big John, enjoy that League Cup, man. Yep.
Just to give John a bit of glory, mate. The only trophy us Blues have had in a while. All right, go on, your question. So it's 1-0, or 2-1.
Yeah. How many points did Chelsea score in the 2003-04 season of the Premiership? Was it A, 79, B, 80, C, 75? So obviously you're not going to know this, but you're going to have to guess.
Yeah, I know, but I have a good idea
Alright.
of what it is because I was looking at this dude. I was watching the 04-05 season.
03-04.
03-04. So it was 79, 75,
Yep.
and 80, yeah? 75.
Incorrect. 79.
Oh.
Was the first season after the arrival of Roman Abramovich as the new owner of Chelsea, and they managed a second place in the Premier League behind Arsenal. That was the Invincible season.
Yeah. What points did that's I know. What points did you finish on that
I think
season?
we would have had like about 80 something. I don't think it would have been.
Isn't it mad that Invincible season? How many draws did you guys have?
12.
It's quite
I think.
a lot, wasn't it? Yeah.
12. Yeah. Hold on a second. 2003-04 Premier League table. We finished with 90 points. There you go. And
90 points.
26 wins.
Closest to you was 15 points.
Yeah, 26 wins, 12 draws, 0 losses.
Oh wait, sorry. You said 79,
Yeah.
didn't you?
So 11.
Yeah. So we're 11 points
Yep.
off you. Jesus.
Yeah. All right.
And then the following season, didn't we win it? 04-05.
Let me have a look. 04-05 was
Yeah. It would have been Mourinho
Chelsea. Yeah,
season. Yeah. Chelsea.
and we finished second.
Alright.
So yeah. All right. So my third question.
so
If I get this right, I
your
get
third
an
question.
extra one.
Yeah, so by the way, guys, so if it comes to, say, for example, Mark gets 3 out of 3, he then gets a bonus question, which can give him bonus
Yeah.
points. All right, Mark. In February of 2005, Wenger named a squad which contained no English players for the first time. Who was this game against? A, Portsmouth. B, Southampton. Or 3, Crystal Palace.
2005. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd have
February.
no clue, and I'm gonna have a stab in the dark at Portsmouth.
Wrong, Crystal Palace.
All right. Okay.
That was a harder question, I will be honest.
Yeah. That's fair enough. That's.
But,
So
know,
what
there's
have I
three
got?
choices.
3. No, 2. Is it 2-1? Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's
2-1.
the table at the moment.
That's
All
table.
right, 2-1. So there you go.
That
Yeah.
was actually
Yeah.
fun. That was good. By the way, this is our first time ever doing something like this, guys. But this will now be happening every podcast,
every
right?
podcast week.
And there'll be a league table. Will it be posted?
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Instagram?
We'll post it on the Instagram.
So after every episode, guys, check the Instagram to see the league table we posted up. So far, Mark is ahead by +1.
By 1 point. But
1
yeah,
point.
we'll do this every season if we can, and it starts from the beginning to the end, and there'll be a different. I assume a different forfeit each season.
Yeah.
But the season this year is chili in the shirt, you know. But yeah, no.
Combining two shitty, what's it called? Not formations. I can't even speak. Forfeits together to make one big one.
But we got like
now,
a banter section now, haven't we?
Yeah, now we can talk shit about Spurs pretty
mate.
much. So the last little segment, guys, we just wanted to touch upon like a couple of results we had wanted to laugh about in the week or something we found a bit funny. It was going to be the Williams-Lieber thing for me, but as that's come out, not joking terms anymore. That's kind of fucked up. But
Yeah.
in other things, we have Spurs losing 5 goals, which I don't know if you saw Sky Sports Retro put it up. There's a first time in a while that Mourinho's lost by 5 goals in his career.
No, it's
5-4 to Everton, wasn't it?
insane,
Yeah.
insane, and yeah, classic Tottenham.
Anything you want to laugh about at them right now?
Oh,
Anything you want to say
mate,
to some
it's
Spurs
just-
people?
No matter
Typical
who they
bottle jobs.
bring in, I don't know. There's
On a real note, though, this is an actual serious question. They build this massive stadium, yeah? They sign a massive manager,
Yeah.
Jose Mourinho. What do they do now? Their season isn't going too well, as we've seen. Mourinho hasn't done his second season one as what he does. We thought he was going to do. I know you didn't particularly think that, but footballing world may have thought that Tottenham had a chance. I know I mucked about it on the show, but I've even said a message to Mark. I never once thought Tottenham as serious title contenders. They don't have the bottle for it. They never have. They never will, I don't think. I think that club's built on dreams, and that's simply it, dreams. I mean, honestly, what do you think is the plan for Tottenham? I mean, you buy this stadium, and you're not winning trophies to fill this elite stadium with. It's almost, and then we see on the and Mark will touch this now, but Mark sends me a message, and Mark, you can even say it. He shows me this screenshot. I don't even want to say it. This is so embarrassing as a club to be selling.
Yeah, they're selling
Go on.
keyrings, mugs, flags, stationery of Tottenham Hotspur 2020-21 Carabao Cup finalists. They haven't even won the competition, and it's a League Cup.
Won it.
All right, you know.
I'm sure like Chelsea probably done it in the past. I'm sure Arsenal probably done some mean things, but at the same time, I don't think they have. And even if my club did do that, I would never fucking buy one of those things.
10 years ago, they used to, every time they beat a Big Six side, they used to release a DVD about it. Do you remember that?
Yeah, no, you can watch it on YouTube. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they used to release like the full 90 minutes. You imagine if Chelsea go, oh yeah, buy here's £20. We'll give you a DVD of Chelsea versus United where we won 1-0 in extra time in the Premier League. It's like, it's why would you release a DVD of just one match? And it doesn't even it's not like a league final.
It's not like it's a big game. Yeah, it was just a semi. It's just
a
normal league
I wouldn't
match.
Have even thought Birmingham would do something like that if they were, And you got to look at the levels of Tottenham, who think they're the biggest club in London. Which actually, I've got a funny thing here. Where is it? Arsenal have won the FA Cup 9 times since Spurs last made a final. That's more times than Spurs have won it in total.
Fuck. That's insane.
Yeah. So, but then they still want to go around and go, Chelsea aren't a big club in London, Arsenal aren't a big club. We are. Last time they won the league, 60s. Last time they won the League Cup, 2008. And, they probably, knowing Jose, he'll probably end up winning this League Cup, but I hope he doesn't. But to answer your question, where do they go from here? I genuinely think they'll pump a lot of money into... I don't know how they can because they've just built a stadium and they're in massive amounts of debt. But I have a feeling they'll pump money into the club, and it's up to Mourinho. If he ends up performing, he'll stay. If not, he'll get sacked. But I think.
But do you think where do they go from Mourinho?
Yeah, exactly.
No one's bigger than Mourinho.
If you can't win a trophy with Mourinho, who do you
win a trophy with? I mean, I do think his football's a bit backwards as of recent times, but that's for another
because
topic.
Also as well, I don't see it being such an attractive club for certain managers. If Jurgen Klopp was at Borussia Dortmund and Tottenham said, "Do you want to join us?" I don't think Jurgen Klopp would be that tempted. Whereas like Liverpool, who've got a huge history in England, and the board and the fans and everything like that, and like the city as well of Liverpool.
Even Chelsea and Arsenal.
Yeah, exactly. And then you look at Tottenham, who they've been a lot more better than us in recent years in terms of where they're finishing in the league. They're still not winning any trophies. We've been on like the worst run in like our club's history the past 4 or 5 years, and yet we've still won 3 FA Cups, and they've not won a single thing, So again, I think it's a lot to do with mindset. I think a lot of it has to do like with what we've had to do, clear out a lot of the deadwood, the mindset of players not being good enough to win a title, win a trophy, and just come in and replace them and build a team of winners rather than, But you look at Tottenham when Kane wasn't playing for him, Son was all over the place. The whole team looked disjointed. Then he comes back against West Brom, albeit West Brom's not the best side in the world. Yeah, but they look good again. They look like Tottenham again.
They look top team again.
And it just shows that there's a lot of work to be done at Tottenham. And
I mean, they're so reliant on Harry Kane and Son at the moment.
The only way I don't want Harry Kane is to be injured is for the Euros. But other than that, I hope he does. Because I don't want them.
I hope he isn't.
If Harry Kane does get injured before the League Cup final, I don't think they'll.
They're no threat. Yeah. They're no threat without Harry Kane. You even see Lucas Moura has to come on and change the game for them. He's the only one that provides
and
that.
As well, what will be a big difference in that League Cup final is because it's being played in April. If the season is wrapped up in April, that will be playing on Guardiola's mind that he could be doing a double or a treble, or if he's still in the Champions League, he could be doing a quadruple, whatever. Because obviously City are in all 4 competitions still. And people might go up the double, the treble. Normally they've done the treble before, they've done the double. So if City do win the league, I don't think the League Cup will be taken lightly because they want.
No, they want as many trophies as they can get. I think I've heard this argument recently saying City had took a year off last year. Nah, mate, they still challenged Liverpool all the way to the end of this. I know they didn't challenge as much as they weren't. They didn't challenge them, but they finished second. I mean, they were the only team to even come close to Liverpool. They're the only team to even do anything significant last season apart from Liverpool. Yeah. So to say they took a season off, and then to say that they don't appreciate the trophies they get, I think that's untrue. I think Guardiola wants as many trophies as he can possibly get his hands on to dominate, to show that the City have their dominance. Because, like, people often forget that we don't respect Guardiola enough for what he's actually done in English football, what he's done with City, like. He's modernised them to win trophies and make them like the Barcelona of England. So it is funny how like Tottenham, I just don't think they will get anywhere close to City, mate. I just don't think there will be anything close.
Yeah.
I just don't see a way out for Tottenham at the moment. I don't see how they're ever going to become a top club in this current climate. They're just too much to compete with. They don't have the bottle job for it, and quite frankly, they're a bit of a banter club.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
Banter FC.
so that's it. Touch up on them.
Man. So again, we don't know when another podcast between us two will be. Hopefully, it is weekly or a couple of weeks, whatever, whenever our schedules line up. But you'll still be getting Chelsea and Arsenal content each and every week. And obviously, we'll be on the
that'll be given.
socials.
That'll definitely be given. You will be getting the Chelsea.
But yeah, thanks for listening, guys. And yeah, it's good to be back, man. Yeah.
Yeah, we're glad to be back, and we're glad to have you guys back listening. If you are listening on YouTube, please drop a like and subscribe.
And Spotify, give it a download. And
if you're on Spotify,
and
check
I
it
think
down.
we are on iTunes. I'm not sure. I think we are on.
Yeah,
Apple
I think we are on
Podcast.
iTunes as well, but we don't really know how to promote that as much. So if it is on iTunes and you're listening there, thank fuck. But thanks for listening, guys, and I hope to see you next time.
Ciao. Bye.
Peace.